right, it is the next morning and Neenah Animal Shelter has brought their van over and we're gonna load up the kitties. Hi Kathy and Jamie. We got 29 kitties in here, all in separate cages except one where we have 2 little ones. So we're gonna load them up and take them to Spay Day. So everybody's safe in their trap and we're loading them up into the van now. Very gently. And we're gonna get all 29. Whatever doesn't fit can go in my car. I'll safely loaded up here. Gonna get neutered today, buddy. Yay, neutered! So we just unloaded my 7 and they're going to wheel them back to the back where the kitties will be checked in, have their cage tags and toe tags put on and get in line for surgery. And here comes Neenah with the rest of the kitties. So we're loading up the kitties. Hi, Nikki! Everybody comes through and they bring the kitties back here and then we line them all up. Every cage gets a toe tag which goes on the cat and a cage tag that goes on the cage. All these kitties are going to be spayed and neutered today. It's Spay and Neuter Day, kitties! So this is where we have all of our tags. Each cage gets a cage tag and then a toe tag. And then the toe tag, once the cat is sedated, goes on the cat. And then we record everything on that. This goes on the cage. And that way, when the cat is in surgery, it has the number on it and is returned to the same cage for recovery. So it can wake up in the same cage and keep the owner's cages together. What are you doing?
I'm writing down weights.
All right.
Making sure everyone's in order.
So they come in and we weigh them.
Yep. So this one is looking at about 5 pounds. And then Mom is taking them.
Kathy puts the tags on the cage and then they go to the line for the knockdown room. And this is the knockdown or induction area where the kitties get their sedation medicine. So the kitties go from weighing to being in line here in the knockdown or incubation line, and this is the knockdown incubation room. And they're all lined up waiting to get their sedation. So to inoculate the cat, they're putting the fork in the cage, and that pushes the cat back to one specific place in the cage so it's easier to quickly stick the needle in, as Tawana is going to do. She's got the sedative in the vial.
Watch the pause. Yep, I'm watching. Okay, sorry. There you go, kitty, kitty.
And it's a quick poke.
All done.
All done. Good. Now Kitty will slowly fall asleep. We monitor them until they are completely sedated. And then they will go to the surgery prep area. Okay, so she's getting
all the vaccines next door.
Okay, so she got her pain medication after she fell asleep from the sedation. And then she's putting her toe tag on her.
And I would just, she's a little light, but I think she'll be okay during the prep, but she'll probably need some gas for her surgery experience.
And then our volunteer Paula is the transporter, and she takes her to the surgery prep area.
She's a little light yet?
I don't have.
She's been,
is it a female or a male?
Yes, go.
Okay.
Kitty up.
Yeah.
And these surgery prep volunteers put her on a spay board.
Do you want to do
This is custom designed, which is very, very nice. So it makes it easy for the vet to spay her. So then she gets her bladder expressed. That's the fun part. Right into the garbage can. Highly recommended. So in the surgery prep area, they are given their distemper shot, their rabies shot, ivermectin dewormer, and penicillin.
Yes.
Thank you, Becca. And then they have their tummy shaved. She's putting on her toe tag, and that's to indicate everything that's been done to the kitty, keep track, and also it has the cage number on it. So when she's done with surgery, we put her in the same cage.
Thanks. I didn't realize cats' tails were that skinny. Oh yeah.
And then we tie her to the spay board. This is to make it easier for the vet and to save a little time for them. So it looks a little cruel, but it really isn't. They're just chilling out. They're in La La Land anyways. So now they shave the belly. And the kitty looks like she's on a roller coaster. Whee! Whee! I'm gonna go get spayed! Yay! And then they disinfect the tummy area, so she's all ready to go to the surgery table. And for the boys, we get to shave their private areas and make sure those little berries are easy to see for the vets to get them off of there. And the final step is to put the, is it antiseptic on there?
It's chlorhexidine and alcohol.
Chlorhexidine and alcohol to sterilize the area before she gets her spay done. Okay, and then the next step is she goes on her spay board to the surgery room. To one of the surgery tables. Okay. And we have 6 surgery tables here. So this is a little girl. We have 6 vets donating their Saturdays today to this to prevent babies from being born into a world where there's not enough homes for them. So you do the spays on these 6 tables, and then the neuters are done on the back table. And thankfully we have lots of trained people here because she was starting to wake up that we put the anesthesia machine on her right away so she can continue to sleep for her surgery.
All right, I have a boy here and he's waiting. I couldn't tell you. Where are you at? I'm in Road. I'm sorry, you're what? Can you open it later? Yes.
Okay, so she is done with her spay, and now she's being transported to the recovery area. And the recovery area is a quiet, dark room, and they are put back in the same cage that they came in. And they wake up in that cage. They're monitored in here. If they're small, they get some wet food. Little kittens need to have wet food when they're waking up to help make sure their blood sugar doesn't get too low. So we untie them, and then they go back in the cage where they came from. And we know that because it's on their toe tag. And each live trap has newspaper on the bottom, and that is enough to protect them from the bottom. Alright, and then they sit in here and they recover in here. So all the tools that are used in surgery come back here, and they're scrubbed really, really good, disinfected, rinsed, dried, put back into the spay packs. Every set has a different color. And then these are autoclaved and wrapped so they're ready for next time. So this is the surgery log, and we track every cat that comes through. We track the number of the cat, the sex, the color, the breed, if they're adult or kitten, if they're pregnant, and if they needed fluids, and then any other notes if they were lactating, etc.
That's what I
So what form is this? Surgery release, and you have the rabies on it. Okay, so every cat gets one of these.
Yes.
So this is the proof of their rabies, and it shows their type, their size, color, breed. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. And that goes home with the owner.
Yes.
Okay. So it is the next morning, Sunday morning after spay day, and we've monitored the kitties all night, checked in on them a few times, gave them some wet food a couple times so they stay hydrated. And now we are going to take them back to the farm where we trap them, and we're going to re-release them. So we're back at the farm, and now we're going to release them. This is our first release. You ready, sweetie? Okay, you can leave. There she goes. Spayed and neutered them.
Well, so they don't keep having little ones, you know, and go on and on and on, because there's a limit, you know, how much you can have and stuff. And when people would take control of their little animals, and care for them and not just dump them off and realize they
And
need
a lot of
care,
people
too.
dump them here.
Yes, a lot of them do.
Here.
A lot of
The problem with the cats.
Well, there was like 30, we had 35 cats, and we were so scared to talk to anybody, even say anything to anybody that we had it, because we thought we'd be in big trouble. And then, you know, our Willow got loose, that dog, that Springer. He's not fixed. We want to get him fixed, but the shelter's going to try to help us with that yet. And when I brought it up, she said, yeah, well, if you're willing to keep the cats, we'll help you. And everybody came forward. And then the neighbors, and with the food and everything. And then today, you guys all came out, so it's even a more blessing. I can't believe all this is happening.